starting to say?
Yes.
Okay, well, I was just thinking about that.
Mm.
Are you frozen, Sandy?
You
No, no.
mentioned nothingness and emptiness. You said emptiness is not nothingness,
Yes.
right? So what is nothingness?
Nothingness is it's no one in your home is then is the home is empty. So you know, in the place nobody, the empty place. So we say that, right? That is nothing. No, you're mute, EDG.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Okay.
you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. What is
Oh,
the,
okay.
you?
Why? How does nothingness relate to Dharmadhatu then?
Nothingness is not related to Dharmadhatu, totally different. Nothingness is you know, you have something, then it's gone. So that is nothing, no more again. So usually we think it's empty means like, you know, house is empty, your car is empty. So that is called nothing, right? Nothing there. It's empty. But Dharmadhatu, the emptiness is not like that. The you seeing the form is not exist inherently. It is just seeing form is empty, emptiness of the form is emptiness. So then think about the Heart Sutra talk about no eye, no nose, right? So you have a nose, your nose is no nothingness. You have a nose, but that nose is no exist permanently. You have eye, but the eye is no exist. So that is called absolute truth, emptiness, Dharmadhatu. Nothingness is like you don't have eye, then that is a nothingness. Then you don't have nose, then mean nothingness, right? But you have eye, but the eye is no exist permanently, inherently. So nothingness means your eye cannot see, right? Your eye cannot see.
I
Your
guess. I don't know.
ear cannot hear. But absolute truth, emptiness means you see, but that seeing that is empty. Emptiness is a seeing. Seeing is emptiness. Emptiness is a seeing, no separate. That's the difference. So that's why we chant the Heart Sutra. You know, no eye, no nose means like what you have your nose, what you have eyes, that eye and the nose is not exist. That is empty. Emptiness is you have, you seeing. Make sense or no?
So the emptiness is the screen that everything appears in, right?
Yeah, emptiness is like same is like right now we're seeing it like appear to us, but it's not really exist there.
Ah, okay. I'll work with that. I don't know how to go
Nothingness,
in.
don't see anything. So okay, nothingness is your battery is gone, then you cannot see anything in your divide right there. So that is a nothingness. And emptiness, absolute truth, emptiness means like right now you can see us, everyone in the screen, but the seeing is empty. Emptiness is you seeing. The difference.
Okay, thank you. I'll work with that.
Ah.
It might take a while.
Well, can I ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
please.
Okay, so if you said Buddha nature was a lake, and
Yes.
so it was clear, still, and deep, and the very top of it froze in some waves. It was windy and it froze in little peaks and waves. And each one of those little peaks was each of us. So we see each other as separate, but we're not separate. In fact, if we, it's Garchen Rinpoche's water metaphor. So if we had the sun warmth melt us, we would become part of the lake. We wouldn't be separate or individuated. But while we're frozen, like with our karmic afflictions, we have this frozen crust that we think of as ourselves. And until we overcome, until we clear those obscurations of our karmic afflictions and realize our true nature, we perceive ourselves as separate. Can you use this metaphor and clear up my thinking? Can you say something about what I've just said? Like, how much of that is true, or what is missing?
That's, can you say again, please? I didn't really 100% get.
Okay, if there was a really deep, clear lake, a big body of water,
Yes.
but it's up high in the mountains, so it's cold wind, and the wind blew some waves on the lake, and they froze into little peaks.
What that means?
There's just little frozen waves on the surface of the water.
Yes.
The little points,
Yeah.
pointy waves.
Okay.
Each
It's
point,
It's ice.
yeah, a little piece of ice.
Okay.
So each little point maybe represents each one of us. We appear to be separate and individual, but
Okay.
deeper, we're all connected. And if we weren't fixated, if we didn't have fixation in our consciousness, we wouldn't even be frozen. We'd still be water. We'd be free to change form. But our afflictions makes us freeze in some particular shape at one time. Can you talk about this? Can you use this metaphor and help us understand?
That's I don't know. It's really hard to explain. I didn't really 100% understand your question. The main point is kind of, but not really 100%.
My question is,
So your means like, okay.
About non-duality, right? Non-duality.
yes.
There we go.
I think the
No.
lake, the Buddha nature that we all have in our own. So the little wave peaks are the affiliate emotions that we all have. So it's all actually then come back into our own individual to discover the basic goodness, which is the bodhicitta we have. I don't know. That's how I understood it.
So you mean the leg is the same as the Buddha nature? So selfish is like same as like become ice.
Yes.
So you mean like that?
Yes. So
Then by using all the methods that we learned, and then we can purify, each one of those little waves, peaks, and then the lake will then go back to its deep, still, settled level, then which is the emptiness that will, right?
And my question is then, this has to do with the self. Is there really a self? Like where we each appear to have their own self stream, our mental continuum, we have that while we're ordinary beings. Do we have that if we realize the Buddha nature?
still I get hard to understand, but I think it's a example is not 100% is like you can, same is the reality, right? So example is just kind of like, okay, like that kind of way, you just can showing examples, but cannot exactly same way, same thing. So that's why lake example and this like ice, pieces of ice examples really cannot, show the like same is the like mind nature and the like become more affected by grasping to frozen for beings. So forget the like that, just think about okay. And the emotion is the same as the cold weather. Think about that, emotion is the same as the cold weather. So our nature is the same as water, right? Okay. Don't think about other nature. Just think about our own nature, individual nature. Our nature is the same as water. So emotion is same as cold weather. Cold weather create water is become ice. So then the ice always has water there, but never lost the water. Natural water is there always. Doesn't matter. Ice is how tight, how long, how big, doesn't matter. These things like never water is never lost. One day you get heat. It's the same as the heat is the same as the love meditation, compassion meditation, bodhicitta meditation practice. Like same as the heat. Is ice is one day merged into the water. So that means like one day we go back to reality or nature. When we get the conviction. So that means like we are stuck in samsara millions years, countless lifetimes, but our nature is never lost. Always there. Nature is always there, never lost. So one day we get the conviction. So introduced to the emotion, introduced to the emotion, something. So then we purify our emotion. One day we come back into our own nature. Same as the like, the cold weather is the same as emotion. So cold weather is create water is ice, but not always like that. Cold weather has something introduced. Same thing, emotion has introduced too. So then water reality is, ice reality is water, not ice. So you get something introduced to hot, cold, and introduced you get the heat. So then what ice is become merged into the water. Same thing, our condition nature is never lost, right? No short. Temporarily we short regular ordinary body, ordinary beings, but nature is a Buddha. So one day we purify our emotions and we are realize our own nature. So go back to our own nature. So that nature provides all sentient beings. Everyone has that nature. So that's the example is like just we usually, can share, like follow that way. And that's also in the Tara book, as I have that more explained like that way. But then you're thinking about the lake and then pieces of ice one by one. So this is the sentient beings, like this is what oceans, same is like all Buddha nature. So that was hard to think. So that makes sense or not, Sandy?
Yes, I think that you're saying it's a okay metaphor for each one of us to think about ourselves, but not maybe correct to try to think about how we all might be connected together.
All connecting together is everyone has the same nature, means like same is that all is water, right? Water. Every being has like that nature, like no, we are already become ice. So then one day we merge into the water, is like all is like ice is become same nature. It all has water there. So then that means connected to each other, right? So also think about like water streams, different areas, water streams. So we are saying it's like individual water stream. So that water stream is frozen because like we have our own mind stream. So individually have a different mind stream. So it's like same as water stream, individually like that. So that water is frozen. One day the water is become merged, not frozen. The water is going into the ocean. So become all is water is reuniting into the ocean. So that means like all is become realized in the same nature. So like examples are hard. The thing about water stream, we have a mind stream individually has mind stream. So same is the water stream is like different water streams. Different small rivers, different rivers like that, you know, water stream is different, but they're not same because it cannot be same, it's different water stream. But when they are into together, it's become one. So before into together, the all water streams are frozen. So they cannot be one stuck there. So then how can become water streams can be one together because have to merge this water stream is already ice, so have to merge to follow to become reunion.
Well, you know how when you feel very close to someone, maybe it's someone in your family you love or something, you really have like these moments where you know what they're thinking, or you know when they're thinking of you, or they know when you're thinking of them. You know, it seems that our minds are connected.
Mm.
And that's why I asked that question. So even though we can seem like we're frozen individuals, it does seem like we're connected somehow.
Mm. So yes, that's we have that. So that mind connected, but still we are ordinary. That means like no waking mind. There's you can fears because the mind is connected. Like you know, it's you fears that sometimes fears each other, and that means like mind has a powerful. Also, body also recognize same thing too. Body also recognize. Then right now these cars also recognize because like the new cars like become close to each other. They make song in the senses like you recognize the cars also. Right?
I didn't get that. Could you say
So
that again?
physically also recognize. You think about the new cars that comes too close to each other, is they make stop themselves, you know, they recognize that you know that's things. They also recognize.
Yeah.
Body also recognize, even no mind there. So if you're sleeping like something like you this close, like someone like you close to like your body and something, you can share, like recognize. Your body also pick up senses too. So the mind has more powerful than that. Yeah. So that's why recognize. But that means like, you know, not really waking mind. You cannot say, oh, we have become one mind. Just we temporarily say, yeah, we are all one mind. But that means like not really waking up, reunion, same nature. That shows maybe that we have a potential for that, you know, recognizing that.
So Kempo, I have a question. So when there's talking about the ice and the individuals that are there, and then you know they melt and become one. So when a mind stream of a sentient being becomes enlightened, then it ceases. It dissolves into one and it ceases. It's no more.
So that's really hard to give an answer because
Sorry.
So it's become is the same nature, but they also have the due to this bodhicitta aspiration has different benefiting like reality naturally benefiting others is like different kind of power in there. So that part is like actually we really cannot talk and because beyond our capacity, beyond our perception. So we really don't understand like we cannot measurement like what happening, what going on that part, you know.
Okay.
So anyway, it's waking state is like reunion of course like become get into the nature like all Buddhas the same nature already into that. But there has like different aspirations on the path. Like right now we are on the path. We created like different accumulation and like aspirations. When we are become Buddha, we are my nature is the same reunion, but benefiting other has like kind of a different benefiting others. You know, the kind of like the aspiration power is arise like different ways benefit others. So that's why this different Buddhas, because the medicine Buddha is like when he's like first medicine Buddha, as example on the path, his aspiration is like wanted to recover all beings' sickness, who heard his names, who pray for, you know, him, and his aspiration is like free from laborance, free from like purify sickness karma. So focus on that. And then Buddha Amitabha, when he's on the path, his aspiration is like people easily reach to the pure lane, you know, even without realize. So that's his aspiration arise. Then medicine Buddha Amitabha, same nature, but the aspiration create, you know, benefit different ways. So that's we recognize, right? That's why we chant these different Buddhas, because different ways connected to easily. Buddha Vajrasattva is confessional Buddha. When he's on the path, his aspirations like who pray for me, who think about me, who chant these mantras, like purify karma. So purify non-virtuous deeds. So that's his aspiration arise. That's why we want to do something confession. We want to right away think about Buddha Vajrasattva because that's his aspiration. Like we wanted to do that. That's also like his aspiration. We feel that we connect with that. And someone say we right away think about chant medicine Buddha prayer practice. See, that is medicine Buddha's aspiration. So someone pass away, right away we think about Buddha Amitabha. So chant prayers, practicing, that is the Buddha Amitabha aspiration. So someone suffering, we right away chant Om Mani Padme Hum, think about Chinrezig, like compassion arise. So that is the Chinrezig aspiration. So when we studied something like especially absolute truth, harder to understand with supplication to Manjushri. So that is the Manjushri aspirations, right? So then we also help for other beings too that way. And someone has ignorance, we recognize that then need help for some wisdom and remove the causes of ignorance. We pray to Manjushri. So we don't have right away, then maybe like helps like create the causes of some wisdom for the person. And we also practice Manjushri, we create our own causes of wisdom too. So then we chant the medicine Buddha, like we create like, you know, causes of purify our sickness in the future life. And we also pray for others, like create the causes of, you know, causes of like free from disease, sickness. So that kind of we doing practice. And then also we think about like, we meditate, like we wishing all beings have a happiness, right? So think about that. Okay, then how we create that. So you see someone has suffering, so we wishing these people have happiness, causes of happiness. Mine also like generated that, but same time, so if someone get hurt and suffering, that we chant Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, you know, and like, or you chant the medicine Buddhas. So that's it arise naturally for that practice prayer. So that is Buddha's aspiration. That is the power of aspiration. So we created that, and also we have for other beings that using that Buddha's aspiration. Yes.
Thank you, Khenpo. That's very, very inspiring. Very inspiring.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So that's where we have to understand it. Otherwise, like what happened after that is like really hard to like, you know, understanding, because it's beyond our thought in there. It's someone is sleeping. So there's like, think about it, like when we are in the mother's womb, someone say, oh, when you're born in so many countries like this, that we no any idea, cannot think about anything. So when you was born, still you are baby, like you don't know any other countries, and like we don't know anything. So we thought it's like maybe in the only mother and the fathers exist in the world. But slowly you see small tombs. So yeah, this is the biggest tomb. So we thought that is the world, so big, and then unbelievable. You see something, but actually, somebody say, oh, not only this is a very small tomb, you have something bigger than this. You cannot accept. Then you see this bigger some cities, then say, okay, you something like same like bigger than this city somewhere. So you always imagination is like comes what you see the small city, that imagination comes to your mind. So some other cities like kind of that size or a little bit different, a little bit bigger. You cannot get more idea everything, because when you, if you don't see the other city. So that is our mind become very narrow, and so you know, thinking is very small. We don't have ideas. Someone never see snow. They talk about the snow and the cold weather. No any idea. Don't recognize anything. In some areas, always winter. They talk about the summer. No any idea. Whatever you say, they cannot get anything. Not possible to go into the mind. You know, we know that we explain something before you don't have experience. We talk about something, information, but people don't get. So then, absolute truth is more beyond that. You know, thousand times beyond that. Not possible to understand. Whatever talks like we don't get, because this air is so small. This eye is so small. We have this so small things. Then we think this whatever we seeing this and hearing here is then that is exist. So we cannot get more than that. And this senses is don't have a like capacity to understanding whole reality, everything. Yeah.
Yes, the
So
hummingbirds can see so many more colors than we see, than humans. Hummingbirds see many. The
yeah.
little teeny birds, they see so many colors that are ultraviolet colors that we cannot see with the human eye.
Yes. See, then we use the like some microphone or something, you know, you can see small bugs also. We don't see that. So that's why our capacity, we don't have enough. So this technology shows that recognize, you know, our capacity is like limited. And if we don't have own experience, we don't understand, don't get. So what I want to share with you right now is when we meditate like love, compassion, and so we wishing beings have happiness, free from causes of suffering. So no, like example, like you practice like compassion, and then we say, okay, we wish all these beings who's in the hospital, free from suffering, they're free from the sickness. So you meditate that, and naturally you chant, visualize like medicine Buddha, chant prayers. So that's we can do the bring together, this Vajrayana practice, and same time create this, Mahayana, loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, all bring together to practice together means. So you, otherwise, like you think wishing these beings who are in the hospital, wishing them beings free from illness. So really, you cannot do anything like kind of wishing, but then you stuck there. So then you visualize the medicine Buddha and the chant medicine Buddha mantra. So then you can feel, like you can have something support for you, and you also have something, giving for sending to them to like helping something, your mind can create that. So then someone pass away, die. So we wishing that person free from suffering, and then that just not only wishing, thinking. The thinking is like then you do that, it comes like block your mind. It's nothing really you can think much. So wishing, then gone. Then you chant this Buddha Amitabha, like we chant the short prayer, Emma Om, Om Sarsanji, like that kind of prayer you mentally chant, and visualize the Buddha Amitabha, and then chant the mantras, dedicate for them. Then you really create something, doing something, actions together. So then someone has obstacles, and what that does, like always get difficulty, problems, then we can wish them free from their obstacles. We can chant Tara, we can chant Achi, we can chant Pema Samabhava prayers, like mantras. And someone get hurt, the sufferings, we can chant Om Mani Padme Hum. So that's, we have to practice, like go together using this Yidam deities, and practice with love and the compassion together. Make sense or no? Do you understand what I mean? So
Yes, Khenpo.
sometimes we say, okay, we wish all these beings free from suffering. Then we just think that, but then we stuck there, really cannot like do something, like we fear that, but you can use this Yidam deities practice, chant the mantra, visualize, and the prayers mentally. They meditate together.
Yes,
So
Khenpo,
this all,
that's part of the Tantra system is self-empowerment. When we're doing the, creating the mandala and the yidams and the wishes and aspirations and moving into absolute truth, that state of mind of absolute truth. And it's a self-empowerment. Part of the process, yes?
yes. So self-empowerment process, that is become a little bit deeper practice again. We just visualize the Yidam deity and wishing for others have this, free from suffering, free from obstacles, wishing them have a happiness, and sending this Yidam deity is like kind of the aspirations and the prayers for others giving. So self is like means like more deeper level again. So
Because then
it's like people who are
with the guru and our mentor and with the Buddha, we're all blending with the self-empowerment.
Yeah. So if you use that practices, then that person has that kind of ability. Prayers more powerful, more benefit others. So that person means like called self-generation stage. It means like they can visualize themselves is Yidam deity. They can bring into Yidam deity its own nature is same, and visualize we are Buddha, and then like sending these prayers like aspiration for others, doing practice for others is very powerful. So if we don't have that, but then we need devotion, of course, like connect with the Yadam deity, and we need compassion through the prayer for someone, for them as other beings, like we do prayer for who, so that we need compassion to that person. And then we need devotion to the medicine Buddha, Amitabha, other Yadam deities. Then that connects, like, we are middle person. Become, helping for others. And self-realization, self empowerment who receive like that kind of practitioner, then you are actually already kind of a Yadam deity. So you are not really middle person. You are just the first one to directly can benefit others. Okay, so your place is beautiful, girl.
We have sunshine today. And it's warm, finally.
We have too much sunshine here, too much heat.
No, it's very nice here for a change.
Very nice. I remember that behind your tree is really beautiful. I love that tree.
Yes.
Mm.
Thank
I have
you.
a question.
Yes, sir.
In our practices, Chenrezig and Manjushri, the practice has us become Chenrezig or Manjushri, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that is called self-generation, like girl us, like just
That's the fun
very,
of it, of Tantra practice. It's the most
yeah,
wonderful part.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're actually doing that in some of our practices right now.
Yes.
Okay. One
no-
other question.
Okay.
No, I'll let you finish first. Go ahead.
So we're doing that practicing. That's it. Like, see, we have doing two different, like, course front generation, self generations, and practice like auto level practice, inner level practice. Like auto level is like we are just being regular person, and the Buddha is like is wisdom, compassion, so can benefit others. Then we pray to Buddha, so that is auto level practice. Inner level practice, we connect with the Buddha, like we receiving the Buddha's like quality, and our nature is inseparable. So then actually you just say like we are become Chenrezig, so we are become Manjushri, is inseparable. So that is the inner level practice. It's called inner level refuge. Recognize our own nature and inseparable with Yadam deity.
Okay. Okay. My other question. Go ahead, Amanda. That's.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ed. You go ahead. You finish. I'll ask in a minute.
Well, it's kind of an off-the-wall question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If this group right now was all liberated right at the same instant, would we be able to recognize each other?
Yes.
Okay. And it's not as hard as I thought. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we recognize each other. We recognize Dharma siblings.
Buddha children.
Liberated Dharma siblings, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
In Tibet, like usually with tradition is like sibling, like your same parent sibling is more important than who receive teaching together, Dharma, who receive teaching together. So that is called Dharma sibling. And Vajrayana, brother, sister means like enter Buddhahood, can have each other. So that's more important than like your same parent sibling. Do you understand? Okay.
Yes, I understand. Yes.
Here is usually here is most people think is like take refuge together and refuge guru. So that's more important thinking. But refuge and actually, you know, the refuge is the first step. Then there's all the teachings, like especially the you know mind nature who introduced. That is person is most important to recognize. Like we talk about a real guru means like who really introduce nature mind. So that's a person is like called real guru. Usually, you know, the main real guru like kind of you know the people understand what who's my real guru means like who introduce nature mind.
If that hasn't happened, do you have a root guru then? If no
How
one
does happen
introduced
means
your nature of mind, how do you have a root guru?
then you don't have a real guru.
Well, you always say now, visualize your root guru. Who is it?
So
Who are we supposed to be thinking about?
visualize you who has a devotion. Like you see, oh, this person I see amazing spiritual, like you know something who has like you fears compassion, who has realized someone. So then that is visualized. Yeah. Okay. So now, EDG,
Yes,
are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. So then your question is, give answer ready or not yet?
Okay. Wait, you know, my question was, is if we were all liberated right now, would we recognize each other? And you said yes.
Okay.
So we would be liberated Dharma siblings, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That's all I needed. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you. Then Amanda, please.
You talked about outer level practice and inner. Will you speak about secret level?
Yes. That's you know actually kind of like harder to like giving like short answers to understand where you know because this teaching is like talk about absolute relative truth, absolute truth. So that is like kind of Mayaminka shares relative truth, absolute truth. Follow that way. Vajrayana followed by outer level, inner level, secret levels. So outer level is like we always visualizing, you know, Buddha and Yadam deities. We are just seeing regular person, ordinary person. So we take refuge to Buddha. So that is outer way level. Inner means like, you know, we really more practice our mind, you know, like transform our mind. That is more focused inner level. Secret level is like just recognizing our natural mind is Buddha, not different than any other Yadam deities. Like that is the Yadam deity, that is a Buddha. So that is the secret level. And so we can think like basically like that way, but then of course more detail is like then different tantras and this Vajrayana teaching is so much. So they give you different explains like so many there due to the you know different capacity individuals. So many teachings in their sharing. So then outer level, of course, we visualize the Yadam deities. Inner level, so this body is become Buddha's mandala, and the laws. The body has like the wing channel, so drops, something like that, essence of the bodies. So that's usually talk about inner level. Then come into the really into the natural state is called secret level. So generally sharing that way, teaching. So then each like have different ways. Like example, you're going to do offering. Then offering is auto offering, inner offering, secret offerings. And when you meditate, you're then like visualize something practice, also auto, inner, secret. Each have different auto level, inner level, secret levels. So basically the Vajrayana is follows ground, path, and result. So different than Mahayana. Mahayana is a relative truth and absolute truth. Follow. Then basic teaching is followed by Four Noble Truths. So Four Noble Truths is basic teaching. Then go up to the Mahayana. It's become Four Noble Truths subsumed in the two truth, relative truth and absolute truth. So go up to the Vajrayana, then talk about the ground. It's all sentient beings, the same nature. Ground is not different. Then path, it makes it different. Result is the same. So that means like result, ground and result is the same, but path recognizes that, ground is like become, result is recognized inseparable, same. Okay, so kind of that way, I can explain. And then the mind meditate, also in the mind, also they talk about outer, inner, secret too. Even in the mind has different, like go more deeper is like going to like subtle level is become called secret level, and the gross level is called outer level, and then go more deeper is called inner level, then go more deeper level is secret level. So that kind of also like practitioners, put the labels like sharing, like teaching for others. So that part is really hard to give you like, main point, because it's have to follow by different teachings. Okay.
Thank you.
So your background is rare, or is what is that? Virtual background, or?
It's virtual, yeah. Yep,
I see. I thought you have a rainbow in the behind you.
It is. It's a picture of my backyard about 2.5 years ago.
Ah, it's beautiful, that one.
Thank you.
Rainbow.
The whole family had to come out and see the rainbow and take pictures. It was very beautiful.
Ah, double rainbows. Okay, so then who has questions? No?
I have one more, Kimbo.
Yes, please.
Okay. And the Buddha Shakyamuni sadhana that we practice every day, on page 16, it says, because of your kindness, caring for us with surpassing compassion, every manifestation in this world now of the three jewels is your enlightened activity.
Yes.
Is that pure view? Is that what that means?
So that is so you become think that is like, this is auto level, auto level. We have to talk auto level, like kind of relative truth way. And you think that it's become more connected with Buddha, comes devotion. So that means Buddha is never past. Buddha is always there. His benefit is never extinguished. So his benefit is always like there, and also his emanation is like arise all the time to benefit others, different ways. So that we have to recognize, but we cannot say everyone is Buddha's manifestations, because it's different,
Thank you.
Yeah. So who really benefit other beings and who benefiting other beings, they don't get stuck in the samsara, like even go to hell realms benefiting or hungry ghosts, the animal realms, they can take form body benefiting others, but some we don't recognize, you know, who is the really this Buddha's manifestation or benefiting others. So long time ago in India, there one village has hunger and no crops, no food, everyone dying. So Buddha is like become take the form body, it's big fish. So everyone has food for share that fish. So like that kind of benefit, we don't recognize, but we think it's all it's fish. So we think, oh, that's we get just random, or you know, accidentally we get that, but actually, you know, Buddha's benefit and don't recognize. But that fish really no same as a regular fish. They don't have like kind of a suffering, same as other fish has. So maybe who eat that fish's meat, but they don't create a karma. You know, same as the regular fish eat, right? So that kind of sometimes like Buddha's benefiting others, we don't know, we don't recognize. That means like Buddha's manifestations are not always appear to like some, it's like spiritual being, you know, and comes like different forms, benefiting others. So maybe someone looking for child, kids that don't get kids and like always pray for Buddha and doing so good virtuous deeds. Sometimes like Buddha's manifestation appear to the child for them, and so just help for their mind, benefit them. So then that child is actually not regular child, but it's Buddha's manifestation. Usually people don't recognize that. That kind of efforts for benefit others. So Achi also one of that too. Achi is like, you know, effort to form body because like the parents is no kids and there's strongly aspiration, pray. Then they went to, from Tibet to went to Nepal. And in the Nepal has like one stupa is called stupa is Shambhu, and the Tibetan is called Papa Shingen. It's in the top in the hill. So very beautiful one. And they went their parents and did aspiration prayers. And then that night mother has dreams, they get kids, something, you know, special, sons, and then went back to Tibet, then Achi was born. So then parents like, you know, that when Achi was young, but the parents both is actually gone. When she was 13 or something, like both parents is gone. So then she can give up home and went to all the way to Central Tibet to come. And she married with like one yogi, and it's some, you know, have the special lineage. So then she also told him it's an enlightening being actually, you know, not really, and creating like samsara family, but we're going to creating like benefit other beings. So they have family lineages. It comes to Jigten Sunggu and many spiritual beings. Like also Achi also benefited so many other beings too, people. So then when she passed away, it's like become rainbow body. Nobody live there. So that's also kind of a Buddha's like Tara's manifestation. Actually means comes like benefiting others. Have for her the aspiration for parents, but Achi is not stuck in the samsara, also benefit many other beings. So that's kind of like, you know, manifestation arise.
It's very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. So see, that's it's a lot like that, but we don't recognize. And then sometimes like Buddha's emanation manifestations arise, like come to not Buddhist like religion teachers, so other, you know, religion teachers and benefit their groups. The main point is like Buddha's effort to form body is like what they need can help them. So example, you know, someone is not suited for Buddhist religion, the Buddha's effort to maybe Christian's teacher. And then the benefit and show the, you know, non-virtuous deeds, like stop harming for other beings, create like some positive karmic imprint. So then Buddha's effort to like their own, their individual, like their own groups, same capacity, like what they need, like effort to them, like exactly like that, we're benefiting them. Yeah. So that's the reason, like beyond our thoughts and perceptions, the benefiting others. Okay, so then, no questions, right? Now we have to into the meditate. So now we meditate, love, compassion, bodhicitta. So bodhicitta we shared this morning. There's aspiration bodhicitta, engage bodhicitta, two different levels. So we already have bodhicitta vows. We are into engage and meditate. So mentally, you know, create and then mentally visualize this Buddhas like benefit others. Think about what you know someone need, what that need benefit. Someone say you wanted to benefit, meditate, mind generation, and then practice meditate, medicine Buddha. So someone passed away, so you want to benefit them, medicine, visualize Buddha Amitabha, chant Buddha Amitabha, you know, prayer mentally benefit them. So that kind of way, you know, you see what people you wanted to help benefit others, recognize, you knows what you have to do. So then we have so many Buddhas, so that's really helpful what they need, you know, all these souls we have. So now you pick up Yadam deity and what first you recognize what want you benefit others, how to want to benefit others. Then you know which Yadam deity you have to pick up, visualize that and meditate, pray for them. Okay, so now we meditate together. Use the bodhicitta, action bodhicitta. So now I'm going to chant dedication. The Amitabha Buddha. Maong Om Sar Sanje Nawan Daye Daye Se Jo Tu Je Jambo Dang Yun De Zimban De Jin Do Nam Lai Sanje Sanse Pa Mi Go Ye De Jing On Sar Ba De Me Ba Ye De Wa Jin Je Sa Ve Jen Ga Ne Da yin de ne sen bi jir ma da je wa yin je bar ma ju ba de re je ne nan de yar no yo de ge da ge mo la da ba de so je san sen dan je ge men de bar sin je la de ti ya da ben za de ya wa mo Ma je ba nan je jo re je ba nya ba me ba ya gong de be wa re yo so nam de ye nam ye zi ba nye to na nye be ra na pam se de je ga nan je ba lan zhu ba se ben so len zhu wa re yo jam pa ra ba ve je da ran jen ba ben de zang bo de yan de yin de dai gen je ji se da lo ge wan de da dang je ra de ngo yi zai gen se gen ji ji je je dem de ne lai wan de de gong人间八十劫，等八生的八十劫，这地上共本真觉界。Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you, Kempo.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye,
Have a good
Sewon.
evening.
Everyone. See you
Bye,
tomorrow.
Sewon. Bye.
Yes, see you tomorrow. Tomorrow
Yeah.
time is 11:30. Okay.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
11:30.
But 10
Okay.
Yeah.
o'clock, we can watch on Facebook Live. Yes.
It starts at 10.
There's at 10 o'clock on Facebook Live, the
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
So
right,
they're
Kempo?
using the app is called Blue Jane.
Mhm.
It's a very similar Zoom. It's not much difference. I think looks like.
Oh.
Mhm.
Mm.
Blue Jean?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's the link you'll go on, and then they'll have everything on Facebook Live for everyone else to see, Kempo.
Yes, I think so. Everyone can see in the Facebook Live, but I don't know how many people can join in the Blue Jane. Maybe probably they
Mhm.
only send it to who's the speakers.
Going to be in the program. Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, great.
I don't think so. Everyone.
No. Mm-mm.
Mm.
Well, I don't have a computer. I only have a cell phone, so I only can listen. I cannot see.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, which Facebook page is that?
But I enjoy the audio too, so no problem. Even I cannot see. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got it posted on our Facebook page,
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, great. Thanks, Marilyn.
and it's on our website too, under news.
Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.
Bye.
Good evening.